On throughout the day, but right now I'd like to bring up our very own Reverend Donald Golden.
Good evening, everyone. As you know, there are many actions that are taking place all across the country, and we are concerned about all the events that are taking place all across the country. But we have something which is specific to this portion of the vineyard that we're all here. Each and every one of us lives in this area, and there are some things which are going on which affect us in this area. You had heard Natalie talk about the 5 lives that are about to be ruined because of a choice that the young people made and a choice that some older people made. Each of the choices were wrong. 2 wrongs do not make a right. Am I right about that? What we want to think about, though, is that a lot of us have been in fights during our lives. Some of it has gotten us in trouble with our parents. Sometimes some of us have even fought. I remember I fought in the school, did not get suspended. Nothing happened to me. My life was not ruined. I was not prevented from going to college. I was not put on probation, any of those sorts of things. But that is what is being offered to our young people. That's not right. I think about that it doesn't just affect them right now, but it affects their lives, their black lives, from now for the next 25 years. If we don't, drop the charges. Because it's not as serious as what they are saying that it is. These children's lives have been, all the children at Geneva High who were there at that school on that Wednesday, their lives have been changed because they have seen the people that they're supposed to respect come in and take away their fellow students for something that is relatively minor. No real property was damaged. Few scrapes and bruises, which are a lot less than the scrapes and bruises that you get when you're on a football field. But we have to stand behind these particular children. We have to do everything that we can so that our children don't have their futures taken away from them. We have to do everything that we can so that our children don't have to encounter a situation that happened even today, where they're trying to help someone out. And one of the students had been at one point in time trying to help someone out and had been singled out as doing something wrong. A man today got shot for doing the same thing. We don't want that to happen here. Not in our community. Not anymore. And we don't want an answer of "I don't know." If someone shoots at you, they should have a reason for shooting at you, especially if it's an officer of the law. It is not acceptable that their answer is "I don't know." We would not accept that from our children. When we ask them a question when they've done something wrong, does any parent accept the answer "I don't know"? No. None of us do. But we're supposed to accept that answer from the sworn officers of the law? Now, we respect our police officers. We love them. They do a very difficult job under difficult circumstances. But they have to be accountable just as we have to be accountable. When we do something which is egregiously wrong, we can accept the consequences. But when we have not done something that's that egregious, we should not be served with egregious consequences. And that's one of the things we have to think about when we're thinking about the duality of justice. There's a different justice system for people of color than there is for, they don't ever refer to it as the majority population, but that's how it's looked at. But there should be one standard for everyone. That's all that we're looking for, the same standard to be applied to me as is applied to anyone else. That's all that we want. We want that in our schools. We want that on our streets. We want that in our homes. The same standards of justice applied to each and every one of us. It's important that we fill out those postcards. It's important that we stand behind those young people. Thank you very kindly.
What's happening to our kids isn't new. For the entire history of this country, black people have been used as the scapegoat for all social ills. And now these 5 kids, these 5 kids are being used as a symbol of what is wrong with Geneva. Well, I may be semi-new to town, 3 years, but I don't think there's anything wrong with Geneva. Well, I do, but I don't think it's our people. I don't think it's my neighbors. I don't think it's the people I see in the grocery store, and I don't think it's any of the people sitting here. I don't think it's any of the people who live on that side of town or that side of town. It's our structures and institutions that are failing us. But guess what? We can change those, because those structures and institutions serve us. They are in our name. And when something's in your name, you can alter it. So that's what we're here to do today. So I'd like to bring up Teresa Johnson. Where are you, Teresa? Woo!
Good afternoon, everybody. You know, I once was told that justice was blind. But when I look at the fact that we make up 15% of the population and 37% of the prison population, I swear she sees us coming. I stand before you as an unapologetic black woman who refuses to let her child become a hashtag. We are more than hashtags. We are writing postcards to elected officials. Our voice is in the ballot box. People have died for our right to vote. We need to exercise our right to vote. Show him in numbers that we will not stand for our children to be treated like this. It is a shame that in 2015, I gotta put this down, that we are yet, as a community, facing these problems. I'm so sad that I watched a YouTube video depicting how a black man is supposed to act when he is pulled over by a police officer. They want you to hold your hands on the wheel, hands open so that you can see that you are not a threat. Our children are labeled as thugs, as scandals, and everything under the sun. But I challenge you as a people to come together. Martin did not die so that we can still die in the streets. Malcolm did not die so that we can still die in the streets. We have a calling to our children. We have a calling to our children's children to not allow this action to go on. You know, I see so many times we put our head in the sand, but I ask you, it was their kids that day. What would it be when it's your kids? All right. Don't you want somebody to stand up and speak for these children? These are felony charges. Felonies follow you forever. They don't fall off. They don't go away. They're there when somebody looks at a job, when you get ready to apply for school. They are there. These police officers, I respect them, but they went through the school like these kids had killed somebody. Our school was plastered all over the news with police cars. You would have thought that these 5 kids had beaten and robbed and killed and pillaged. And then when I actually heard what happened, I was appalled. I was appalled that not every African American, Spanish, and white parent of the Geneva High School wasn't at their doorstep yelling and screaming, "We demand justice." I am tired of asking, I am now demanding. There comes a time when you must stand for something or you will fall for anything, and this is the time. So before I take my seat, I give a charge to every African American parent, to every Puerto Rican parent, to every white parent. I see you at the games. I see you at football games. I see you at basketball games. I see you at track meets, cheerleading competitions. But especially to my black brothers and sisters, I don't see you at open house. I don't see you at school board meetings. I need you to support your children in the schoolhouse as well as on the field. Find out why little Johnny is failing after the football stops getting passed. We have to take a responsibility. Black lives matter, but they've always mattered. It's sad that in 2015, I'm still telling people that my life is worth more than a hashtag. We are worth more than a hashtag. I've learned over the years, they said change will come. I've been singing that same old song for 50 years and I'm waiting for the change to come. So it seems like I'm going to have to get out and make the change. This is your charge. Take your charge. Let them know we will not be silent. We are one. There's no black America. There's no white America. There's no red America. We are America. Thank you.
Teresa Johnson for mayor, y'all. Okay. Before we get to our next two speakers, our last two speakers, today's action is called Freedom Now. So I have some questions for you. I want you to tell me whether we're free or we're not free. I'm going to pose some scenarios. I'm going to ask you whether we're free or we're not free. In 2016, black people have to fight, crawl, ask their friends to see whether they are getting the same rates on loans from banks as their white neighbors who have the exact same life statistics. Is that freedom? No. Okay. Is it? In 2016, 60%, no, actually, sorry, it is 73% of the people who are incarcerated in the United States are people of color. Is that freedom? No! Here in Geneva, we have a whole side of town that doesn't have any grocery stores or amenities within walking distance. And when we asked about getting a grocery store over there, we were told there's not enough foot traffic. Is that freedom? I agree. Black Lives Matter. In 2016, here in Geneva, when I first moved here, and actually this was in 2013, when I told people, and people asked me, oh, where are you living in Ontario County? And I said, Geneva. And the answer was, oh, of course you are. Is that freedom? No. In 2016, when a behavioral therapist in Miami is trying to calm down his patient who's autistic, who's carrying a toy truck, and the police happen upon them and several police officers, several cars with the police officers are pointing guns and rifles at them. And the behavioral therapist is on the floor with his hands up, yelling to the officers, I'm a behavioral therapist. This is my patient. He's autistic. He has a toy truck in his hand. Please don't shoot us. And he gets shot anyways. Is that freedom? No. Okay, for our next speaker, I'd like to bring up Fred. Come on up.
It's an unusual experience to stand here today and repeat again, drop the charges. Drop the charges! I am here to do that. But there's going to be a day after the charges are dropped, and we're going to have our institutions that still exist, and we have to deal with them. So I want to tell you what I know after 33 years of working in a school district with 22,000 students, 2,000 teachers, and 1,000 administrators. I learned why they don't work. And I'm going to tell you that secret. Any community is a healthy community if its partnerships are healthy. The partnerships that we have that are necessary are not healthy. They can be healthy. I have worked in schools where the partnership between administrators and teachers was absolutely gorgeous and effective and beautiful, and happiness occurred. I've also been in buildings in Syracuse doing my job where it was absolute hell because the administrators became policemen. That's the absurdity of a separation. We need unity within the school first. Teachers will always do a beautiful job if they know they have partners in that school who care about them. Schools are wonderful if they have partnership with every parent of every child. If they have an ongoing, vibrant relationship with those children in that school. That's a healthy institution. Our schools can be that in Geneva because we have the ideal size, we have the ideal circumstances. With 22,000 students in Syracuse, how could you do it? You couldn't do it. In Geneva, the size of our school, of our whole district, is the ideal size to create the perfect, functional, beautiful school system. Is that going to happen? Only if you and I demand it. We must demand that we work together. We have to stand there behind every teacher who lays out her life day in and day out, empties her pocket to do her job well. We got to be there for them and look the administrators in the face and say, you have to join us. Yes. And we want your answer. Yes. What is it? And if it's a no, it's too much for me, then we get rid of them. Yeah. That's our power. We can do that. It's easy to do. They say it's difficult to fire a teacher, and it is. And that's a damn good thing. But it's not difficult to get rid of administrators. They come and go. They want to go up the ladder. We have a job to do. Yes, we got to get those charges dropped. This is a total certifiable insanity for this community to allow that to happen. Write those letters. Please, 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 write those letters. These children deserve the best from us. If they're not getting it from the police, from the administrators, they deserve the best from us. Because I know they'll get it from the teachers. I'll guarantee you they'll get it from the teachers. When the teacher knows that this community supports them as they do a beautiful job for the children of this community. Join me, please. Write the letters. Stand up for these 5 children who deserve the best that we can give them. Thank you.